You're tuned in to Sports from the Hoodwood, the internet's premier location for no-nonsense commentary, insight, and opinions on the world of sports. Here now, the man with 100% certified fresh takes, your host, KJ Green.
Hi there. Some technical difficulties. I'm filming this on my iPad. Royce Roland Martin, the journalist, likes to say, go to my iPad, which is what I'm doing. So things look different. I'm actually in my living room, not in the office. Snuffy managed to bring his tote board out. Last week it went 8-6. The lock and upset were both incorrect. Thanks for nothing, Tampa Bay. Broke my streak of locks. I'm not really so much worried about the upsets, but the locks are the ones that I'm really annoyed about. Basically a break-even week. Not a losing week, but not the best of weeks. So with an endeavor to get better, present to you the Week 14 picks. It's presented by ESPN Bet for comparison. Entertainment purposes only. I have no money to pay you. If you bet the Lions will lose, that's on you. You better square it up with your bookie, not me. Now, I'm not going to have any of the... remember half of the scores or what the games were. So if I'm a little ragged on this, please forgive me. These are the early games for Sunday, December 14th, all times Eastern Standard Time. First game on the docket is the 9-4 Bills taking on the 11-2 Patriots at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. The Bills are 1.5-point favorites. Last week, the Bills defeated the Bengals 39-34 while the Patriots were on their bye. This is a sneaky good matchup. The Bills need this win to get somewhere closer to the Patriots in the AFC East race. After defeating the Bengals, after letting them jump out to a huge lead and scrapping back to win the game, they face the rest of the Patriots in Foxborough, with Patriots having the actual opportunity to launch a kill shot and clinch, not so much clinch the AFC East, but put it so far out that they would be 3 games up with 4 to play. Pretty much be a wrap because they would have the season sweep. And I think the Bills are a tough enough team where they can go to Foxborough and pull off the win. I think this is going to be a tighter game than expected. Pick here is Buffalo. Next on the docket, we have the 6-7 Ravens taking on the 4-9 Bengals at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. The Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. Last week, the Ravens lost to the Steelers 27-22, while the Bengals lost to the Bills 39-34. The Bengals blew their one real shot at making a run back to the playoffs. And they are now worried that Joe Burrow wants to be traded or might just out and out retire because he's tired of getting beat up. Playing the Baltimore Ravens is not exactly the best time. Yes, they beat the Ravens on Thanksgiving, and you can trust and believe that the Ravens are wanting payback. I basically think that the Bengals have more or less wrapped this season up because after they lost to the Bills, they have nothing to play for. They'll win the last couple of games down the stretch to make things look good for Zach Taylor, but the season in essence is over. The pick is Baltimore. Next on the docket, we have the 3-10 Jets taking on the 9-4 Jaguars at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. The Jags are 13.5-point favorites. Now, the Jets are a mess, as to be expected. The Jaguars are looking like a legitimate team. They are looking like a team that, after beating the Colts, which I didn't think they were going to do, but I overlooked the fact that the Jags more or less own the Colts the past few years. The Jets should not be a problem. The Jets are playing for nothing other than better draft choice, and I really don't think the Jags will have any problem with them. The pick is Jacksonville. Excuse me. Next on the docket, we have the 9-4 Chargers taking on the 6-7 Chiefs at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. The Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites. Last week, the Chargers defeated the Eagles 22-19 in overtime, while the Chiefs lost to the Texans 20-10. It's over, folks. The Chiefs' run as a playoff team, as we know it, is over. Their inglorious loss to the Texans pretty much signified. Meanwhile, the Chargers are trying desperately to hang on to a chance to run the Broncos down the AFC West, but they have solidified themselves as a legitimate playoff team. This is the changing of the guard, folks. I'm sorry. Even though the Chiefs are the favorite here, this man lines up to make it very well upset. That's why I've got the Los Angeles Chargers as the Hoodwood upset of the week. Next on the docket, we have 3-10 Cardinals taking on the 8-5 Texans at Reliance Stadium in Houston. 1 o'clock kickoff on Fox. The Texans are 9.5-point favorites. Last week, the Cardinals lost to the Rams 45-17, while the Texans defeated the Chiefs 20-10. This is a mismatch in the highest way. The Cardinals are basically doing a death walk through the rest of the season. They are not playing worth anything, and the Texans are gearing to try to make a lockdown of the AFC South and stay contention with the Jags. This is a game the Cardinals just really don't want to play, and this game will get ugly quick. The pick here is Houston. Next on the docket, we have the 3-10 Browns taking on the 9-4 Bears at Soldier Field in Chicago. 1 o'clock kickoff on Fox. The Bears are 7.5-point favorites. Last week, the Bears lost to the Packers. I'm hitting the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Last week, the Bears lost to the Packers 28-21, while the Browns lost to the Titans 31-29. The Browns are a mess. Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback that many people didn't expect him to be. He threw for a bushel of yards, and due to the incompetence of Kevin Stefanski, the Browns still lost. They head to the midway to take on the Bears, who are in no mood to be nice. They want to stay in the playoff hunt. The Browns are in the way. This will get ugly fast. The pick here is Chicago. Next on the docket, we have the 3-10 Commanders taking on the 2-11 Giants at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. 1 o'clock kickoff on Fox. The Giants 2.5-point favorites. Last week, Commanders lost to the Vikings 31-0, while the Giants, this is a game that no one wants to watch. The Commanders, after looking so good against the Broncos, look entirely flat against the Vikings, getting shut out. Marcus Mariota is going to get the start since Jaden Daniels was rushed back too soon, hurt his elbow again, and the Giants are just basically going through the motions. It's basically who wants to lose this game more. I think the Giants want to lose this game more, even though they have an excuse with Jackson Dart out, with Cam Scatterboo out, with Malik Neighbors out. They've got so many injuries. It's really not the Giants' coaching staff fault. But I think at home, I think they can pull out a rare win. The pick here is the New York Giants. Next on the docket, we have the 2-11 Raiders taking on the 8-5 Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. 1 o'clock kickoff on Fox. The Eagles are 12.5-point favorites. Last week, the Eagles lost to the Chargers 22-19, while the Raiders lost to the Broncos 24-17. The Raiders are just the tonic that the Eagles need. The Eagles have been backsliding the last 3 weeks. Their offense has been inconsistent, and their defense has been mediocre at best. They are taking on a Raiders team that very well may fire Pete Carroll at the end of the season, because Pete Carroll is not the answer. The Raiders are lost. The Eagles are going to really get a hold of them. This game is going to be in the cold climes of Philadelphia. This isn't going to be pretty. That's why I've got the Philadelphia Eagles as the Hoodwood lock of the week. Take a time out, come back with the late games, and the special edition of Sports Hood from the Hoodwood, Just Picks, continues after this.
Is today your last day on Earth because you are being deployed to space tomorrow? Have you just turned 18 and you're ready to get out of your parents' house? Has your granddaughter gotten her boyfriend pregnant? Whatever your reason, you need us at GottaGetMarriedNow.com. We specialize in last-minute weddings. Active duty, military veterans and retired discounts are available. Visit us at GottaGetMarriedNow.com.
Let's look at the late docket games on the Week 15 NFL schedule. First of all, we have the 8-5 Colts taking on the 10-3 Seahawks at Lumen Field in Seattle. 4:25 kickoff on CBS. The Seahawks are 13.5-point favorites. Now, the Colts are so desperate that they have turned to Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Phillip Rivers. He's still in this league? Yes, he's still in this league. But the Colts are desperate after losing Daniel Jones. Their offense is going to be heavily reliant on Jonathan Taylor, and that's not a good prospect. The Seahawks are looking crisp, and I think that they should be able to win a fairly easy game. The pick here is Seattle. Good one on the docket next. The 9-3-1 Packers taking on 11-2 Broncos at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. 4:25 kickoff on CBS. The Packers 2.5-point favorites. Packers won a gritty, gutty game at Lambeau Field against the hard-charging Bears. Now have to go up to the mountains to take on the Broncos, who've been winning games with regularity. And the Broncos have won 10 games in a row. Many people question their competition. I think this is going to be one of the best games of the late docket and a very tight-taut game, to be very sure. I think that the Broncos will have just a slight edge being at home. It's going to be a tight game, but I think that the Broncos can pull it out. The pick is Denver. Next on the docket, we have the 2-11 Titans taking on the 9-4 49ers at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. 4:25 kickoff on Fox. The 49ers are 12.5-point favorites. Titans shocked a lot of people going to Cleveland and knocking off the Browns. Going to San Francisco and knocking off the 49ers is a totally different story. 49ers are a team rested, coming off of a bye, and ready. Titans are not going to do anything to surprise them. This game is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly fast. Pick here is San Francisco. Next on the docket is the 7-6 Panthers taking on the 3-10 Saints at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. 4:25 kickoff on Fox. Panthers are 2.5-point favorites. With the Bucks' stunning fall from grace, suddenly the Panthers are in first place. Go figure. Rico Dowdle is a solid running back, and I think he'll find the sledding very easy against the Saints, who decided to play hardball against the Bucks last week. But they'll get no such quarter against the Panthers, who I think are clearly the better team. The pick here is Carolina. Next, we have the 8-5 Lions taking on the 10-3 Rams at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. 4:25 kickoff on Fox. The Rams are 6-point favorites. The Lions are a team that is hard to figure. One week they're up, the next week they're down. The Rams have been playing very consistent ball. They lost to Carolina, notwithstanding. They routed the Cardinals, and I think that they should, and the question is should, be able to handle a tough Lions team. It's not going to be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a stretch to say the Rams will win. The pick here is the LA Rams. Sunday night game is 5-8 Vikings taking on 6-1 Cowboys at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. 8:20 kickoff on NBC and Peacock. The Cowboys are 5.5-point favorites. Now, the Vikings surprised a lot of people, yours truly included, by shutting out the Red Commanders and look fairly bored in doing so. They go to Dallas to take on the Pokes, who, as is their wont, have been up and down, up and down. They played a very lackluster game against the Lions, even though they scored 30 points. I don't know why, but I don't think that the Vikings can string two good games together in a row. If the game was in Minneapolis, I'd give the Vikings a puncher's chance. But in Dallas, I'm not as confident. Pick here is Dallas. Finally, the Monday night game is the 6-7 Dolphins taking on the 7-6 Steelers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. The Steelers are 3-point favorites. Now, the Dolphins are a tough team to figure. Which team's going to show up week to week is anybody's guess. Same can be said about the Steelers. Steelers look solid against the Ravens, even though they try to give away a healthy lead. Playing at home in December, I think bodes well for the men of Steel City. Dolphins rarely play well in cold weather climes, and it's looking to be a very cold game in Pittsburgh. The pick here is Pittsburgh, and there you have it. Last week, went 8-6, locked, and upsetting correct, blew them both. I am 140, 68-1 overall, 12-2 on the locks, 77 on the upsets. Right now, we just do picks. From the Hoodwood, I'm KJ Green.